I'm Mr. Vance, a high school history teacher. For 15 years, my biggest classroom problem was spilled coffee or a forgotten homework assignment. That changed last fall because of a student named Alara. Alara was quiet, intense, and had these pale eyes that followed every move I made during lectures. She was a brilliant student, top of her class, but she always carried this old, oversized canvas backpack covered in strange, hand-stitched patches that looked older than the school itself. In my class, the rule is simple: no phones, no distractions. So when I noticed Alara sliding something into that backpack during my lecture on the Byzantine Empire, I gave her the usual warning. The second time she did it, I told her she'd have to leave the bag on my desk until after class. She didn't argue. She just stared at me expressionless, unblinking, not defiant, just judging. Then she placed the heavy bag on my desk and walked out when the bell rang. After the room emptied, I decided to inspect the bag. I expected a phone, maybe a book. Instead, my hand touched something soft, damp, and oddly shaped. I pulled it out. It was a poppet, a handmade burlap doll about 9 inches tall, stuffed with dry grass. But what froze my blood was the detail. Around its neck was a strip of my own gray tweed tie, and its head was stitched with my exact receding hairline. It was me. A grotesque, handcrafted effigy of me. A wave of panic hit me so hard I nearly dropped it. I shoved the doll back inside the backpack and zipped it shut. Sympathetic magic, blackmail, something dangerous. I had no idea how to even react. I took a sick day the next morning just to avoid seeing Alara. But that night, the real horror began. I was sitting on my couch when a sudden, stabbing pain shot through the back of my right hand. It was sharp, like a needle being driven in. I checked my skin. Nothing. No wound, no splinter. Just waves of intense pain, coming and going. The next day, I forced myself to go to school. My plan was to give the backpack to the principal and let the administration handle it. But when I stood up to leave my house, a brand new pain struck me, an agonizing tightness in my left shoulder, so deep it felt like the joint was locking up. While driving to work, realization hit me like a truck. The pain was too specific, too sudden, too controlled. I sprinted to the principal's office, grabbed the bag, and rushed to my empty classroom. With shaking hands, I opened it and pulled out the poppet. I checked its right hand. A silver sewing needle was stuck straight through the burlap palm. Then I looked at the shoulder. The doll's left shoulder was wrapped tightly with thin surgical thread, pulled so tight it pinched the fabric. My pain, her poppet, a direct connection. Just as I decided to destroy it, the classroom door creaked open. Alara stood there. "Mr. Vance," she whispered, "you shouldn't have opened the bag." I held the doll up. "What is this? Stop whatever you're doing. My hand and my shoulder are in pain." She stepped closer, her pale eyes completely emotionless. "It's not to hurt you, Mr. Vance." She pointed to a small burn mark on the doll's thigh. "You were walking too close to the electric heater in the staff lounge yesterday." Then she pointed to a loose thread tied around the doll's wrist. "And you were going to forget your lunch on the kitchen counter this morning." I went still. The pain in my shoulder vanished instantly. "The pain is just to get your attention," she said. "I need you to stay safe until the end of the semester. I can't fail history." Her voice wasn't angry. It wasn't threatening. It was calm, matter of fact. She wasn't hurting me for revenge. She was controlling me, nudging me, steering me, making sure nothing happened that might keep me from grading her final exam. She needed me alive, healthy, functional, and she had complete power over me. I dropped the doll, horrified. Alara simply picked it up, smoothed its fabric, and placed it carefully back into her backpack. Then she walked out without another word, leaving me alone with one terrifying thought. I wasn't allowed to get sick. I wasn't allowed to get injured. I wasn't allowed to die. Not until she was done with me. And I still have no idea what she plans to do with the effigy after the semester ends.